Hi, good day. Today's presentation is about consumer culture and behavior. So what is consumer culture? It is where social status, values, and activities are centered on the purchase and consumption of goods and services. So all of us are living a consumer culture. But consumer culture should not be confused with two of its attributes, which are consumerism and materialism. Consumerism is the collection of behaviors, attitudes, and values that are associated with the consumption of material goods. On the other hand, materialism is the importance a consumer attaches to worldly possessions. Now, who is a consumer? A consumer need not just be an individual, it can also be an organization. And there are 5 decisions a consumer can take. First, the decision of buying or not a product in a store or shop. Second, the consumer will decide if he would want to be influenced by the marketing strategies and the advertisements of the organization for a product or a service. Third, many consumers are influenced by marketing and advertisements. Fourth, the consumer decides what they want to buy and when they want to buy it. And fifth, the consumer chooses between competitors and their products. Now, how to understand consumer behavior? So we have 10. First, you need to understand how does the customer think, reason, feel, and select between the option of products and services offered. Also, understand the environment of the customer. Consumer psychology is different when they shop and make decisions of spending their money. The knowledge of the consumer about the products, the industry, and your competitors. Understand consumer motivation. Marketing campaign of a product. A single consumer decision affects a group of consumer. Reusing products influences a consumer. After sales service and the service provided by the organization or manufacturer, and how a single or a group of consumer behavior affects the society. So there are 4 types of consumer behavior. The programmed or routine behavior, the buying products occasionally or limited decision-making, the complex and involvement or extensive decision-making, and the impulse buying or the conscious planning type. There are 4 factors that influence consumer behavior. We have cultural, social, psychological, and personal. Now, let's understand the impact of COVID-19 on consumer buying behavior. First is hoarding. Hoarding is a common reaction to managing the uncertainty of the future supply of products for basic needs. Also, improvisation. It leads to innovative practices and often leads to alternative options to location-centric consumption, such as telehealth and online education. Pent-up demand. During times of crisis and uncertainty, the general tendency is to postpone purchase and consumption of discretionary products or services. Embracing digital technology. Now, one of the fastest growing areas is influencer marketers. The store comes home. In-home delivery or everything including streaming services such as Disney, Netflix are breaking the odd habits of physically going to brick and mortar places. Blurring of work-line boundaries. Consumers are prisoners at home with limited space and too many discrete activities such as working, learning, shopping, and socialization. Reunions with family and friends. One major impact of the coronavirus is to get in touch with distant friends and family, partly to assure that they are okay, but partly to share stories and experiences. Discovery of talent. YouTube and its counterparts are full of videos which have the potential for innovation and commercial successes. So that's the end of the discussion on the presentation about consumer culture and behavior. I hope now you have been able to understand what is consumer culture, who is a consumer, what is consumer behavior, and the impacts of COVID-19 on consumer buying behavior. I'm Angelique Sweet L. Cayetano, your presenter for today. Thank you for listening.